My name is Damon Barr, and this is the Nebraska Garden. Last year, I fell into a deep YouTube gardening rabbit hole. I found channels like Grow Veg and James Prigioni, and I watched countless hours of how to garden content, which inspired me to start my very own vegetable garden with zero prior experience. What started out as a fun hobby that required hard work and dedication quickly overtook my life. And I couldn't be happier about it. Over the last year, I've thought a lot about why I grow vegetables and why I think everybody should and can if they're able. So why do I garden? Among the top reasons are the rewards, the literal fruits of your labor. I'm talking about food. I used to be a very picky eater. I didn't even eat ketchup until the time I turned around 18 years old. Gardening has totally expanded my palate. It has increased the variability in my taste buds, and I just feel like motivated to try new foods. It's easy enough to say no thanks or just pass by something you've never tried before, but when it's literally growing in your own backyard, you have no real excuse to bypass it anymore. You gotta try whatever you're growing. And that's one of my favorite things about gardening. It gets me to try new things. It gets me to try new foods. Every day is a new journey in the garden, and I'm excited to step foot into my backyard every single time. And everybody knows that grocery store prices have skyrocketed lately, so I'm not gonna belabor you too much with that. But another reason why I garden is to save money on food. Now, if you're an experienced gardener, you might have laughed at that last statement because gardening ultimately for most is a hobby. And hobbies generally require you to spend a lot of money to achieve whatever you're trying to do with that hobby. For me, I spent a lot of money on raised beds. I built an entire greenhouse. I bought all of this mulch just to make my garden look a little prettier. And thousands of dollars adds up over time. And I'm like, okay, I've saved like $60 at the grocery store this year by not buying vegetables. But, okay, this is all an investment. That's what I tell myself. That's what I tell my wife anyway. This is all an investment. In the future, I won't have to worry about building a large raised bed. I won't have to worry about the infrastructure. I am going to tear out most of these square raised beds over the winter, but that's my own doing. I'm just going to combine some of them. So really, no money extra spent at all. That's fine. Was I trying to say that gardening saves you money? That's one of the reasons you garden, is to save money on food, so you don't have to keep going to the grocery store. Not if you want to save money in general. Now, maybe next year, since I'm saving seeds, I won't have to spend hundreds of dollars on seeds like I did foolishly online before the season even started this year. I won't have to spend money on dirt. Filling raised beds is expensive if you don't know what you're doing. And before I got started, I had no clue what I was doing. I was buying bags of peat moss from the local hardware store, filling up my beds, having to go back and forth most days just to keep filling them up, using compost from my local compost pile. My compost bin hasn't even gotten started giving me compost yet, so filling raised beds is a huge concern money-wise as well. But at the same time, there's a lot worse things I could be spending my money on, really. I'd rather gamble my money away betting on frost dates than I would betting on sports games. The next reason why I garden is simply because it gets me out of the house. It gets me outside. As a kid, I played a lot of sports. I loved playing baseball. I loved sitting out in left field, kicking the dirt, picking dandelions, only half joking. And now the garden requires me to do the same thing every day, kick up dirt and pick dandelions. Occasionally you do get a tasty treat out of it, so it's worth it. I just love being outdoors, and as somebody who plays a lot of video games, has probably been addicted to many video games in his lifetime, it's just nice to be patient for a little bit. It's just nice to go outside, just look around, and do hard work. I think humans generally excel when they do hard work, and they improve when they do hard work. And that's something that in today's day and age, I'm gonna sound like I'm 100 years old, people just don't need to do anymore. They don't need to work hard. They can sit on their phone and scroll for hours, watch Nebraska Garden videos for hours, and more power to them. Everyone should be doing that, actually. I think hard work is just so good for the soul. And I don't know if it was those thousands of hours of Minecraft that make me yearn to toil in the fields again, or if I'm just really onto something with this. Humans like hard work, and our brains have just tried to trick us into short-term dopamine loops. So I'm ranting. I'm going to move on to the next topic. Another reason I love gardening is because it gets me involved in nature. I have become really obsessed with the idea of life as I entered my mid-20s, as most young adults do. And I started asking questions about the world around me. And every time that things seem naturally to make sense to me, I'm like, okay, I can get with this. And gardening is one of those things. It's literally the process of life. Seed comes from death. Seed creates life. Plants create seeds. Plants die, seeds fall, seeds grow again. It's the life cycle of plants that just amazes me. And I really think that not enough people in the world today are treating life as preciously as they could when it comes to the Earth's natural resources. I think gardening is definitely a way to, at least partially, because I'm spending all this money on wood and dirt, partially gardening is a way to sort of enrich the cycle of Earth's natural processes, I guess. It just really makes me feel like I'm doing stuff that was meant to be done. It's like humans have become so technologically advanced, mechanically advanced, we've kind of lost sense of the natural world around us. We've put cement parking lots everywhere, and we've totally destroyed forests and natural... I mean, Nebraska was prairie, and it's all farmland now, which honestly, it's necessary. Farmland is necessary. We need farmers. We need food. But like, do we really need another Walmart? Do we really need another Cabela's? Don't hate me for saying that. Do we really need more parking lots? Like, I think gardening is sort of a way for everyday people like me to take a stab at the world and say, hey, green is good. Let's continue to improve Earth's natural resources. Let's continue to hone our skills and grow food, because if enough people don't keep growing food, like if we don't have enough backyard gardeners, the art's going to be lost. It's probably not as needed as it used to be in the past, right? So it's eventually people are going to stop doing it. This is a long-winded way of saying, why do I garden? Because I enjoy it. I enjoy being out here. I enjoy learning about plants. I enjoy progress, okay? As a longtime video game player, you like to see stats go up. You like to see experience bars get filled. You like to see rewards for your work. And gardening has all of that. You track progress. You get food. You literally get free food in your own backyard anytime you want. You get a surplus of food, in fact, if you grow as much as I do. You get to share the wealth. You get to share with your friends and family the food that you basically helped create. I want to tell you that you can do it. You can literally do any of this. This is my second year gardening. I had no idea what I was doing last year. I spent all winter planning and thinking about it and obsessing over it, and I'm so glad that this is what I've created, and I'm so excited to see how far I can go into the future. With Bar None Farms, okay, it's my name. I have none farms. And I want to be bar none when it comes to authenticity, about excitement for gardening. I'm so excited about gardening every day. I get to come outside, be with all of my friends that I've grown for myself to be friends with, and I get to watch them grow, and I just get to be happy. And if you think gardening will make you happy, I think you should do it. There are so many free resources you can use, people. You do not have to spend a single dime learning how to garden. You can watch YouTube video after YouTube video. It's how I did it. It's how I'm still learning. It's how I'm hoping to help people learn. Yeah, you should garden. And I'm incredibly grateful for all the support that I've seen on YouTube and on social media. It's been insane. I never would have believed that I would have gotten this far with the gardening channel. I'm just so thankful. Ever since I was a little kid, I always dreamed of making video game YouTube videos, and it's really funny to see that I've completely done a 180 on the hobby, and I get to still do what I love, which is making silly little fun videos. So I'm glad everybody's enjoying them. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not. Like 80%, 90% of my viewers aren't subscribed. It's the #1 way to help the channel grow so I can reach more people who maybe want to try their hand at gardening, because you can and you should. You should garden. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Let me know in the comments why you love to garden. I love reading all the comments on my daily shorts. Subscribe if you wanna check those out as well. Every day in the Nebraska Garden, I'm hitting you guys with updates, so please stay tuned. I really appreciate all the support, and if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Happy gardening.